Hello everyone, welcome to Banking and Financial Services class. We are in Unit 4, which is NBFC and Overview. In our previous class, we have started doing leasing problems. In the same way, we'll continue in this class also doing leasing problems. In the previous class, where we did a case study problem, in which we did lessee point of view, in today's class also we'll be doing lessee point of view. The change in previous problem and this problem is only one number, okay, that I'll tell you how. In the previous problem which we did, the same problem we are doing it today, only with the change in the cost of capital. So I'll just read out the problem for you. It is very much similar, same, ditto to ditto, but only one figure is changed. I'll tell you what is the change. In the question paper, I'll read out your question to you. Then I'll tell you what is the change. This is a problem from December 2018-19. It's also a case study problem. So I'll write here December 2018, Jan 2019, 16-17 scheme case study. Okay, case study problem. I'll read out the problem for you and then tell you what is the change. Okay, so Vishwas Limited is in the business of manufacturing steel utensils. Okay, Vishwas Limited is in the business of manufacturing steel utensils. The firm is planning to diversify and add new product line. The firm either can buy the required machinery or get it on lease. By reading this sentence, you can understand that the person who want to use the machinery is considering whether to buy or whether to lease. Okay, the machine can be purchased for 15 lakh. And given, I'll just write the information. Okay, as I read the problem for you. The machine can be purchased for 15 lakhs. So purchase price is 15 lakhs. It is expected to have a useful life of 5 years. So 5 years is the life. With the salvage value of rupees 1 lakh after the expiry of 5 years. So salvage value is rupees 1 lakh. Okay, after 5 years. So after 5 years, the salvage value is 1 lakh what you get. The purchase is financed by 20% loan. So financed by 20% loan in repayable in 5 annual installments. So it is installments is 5 inclusive of interest, becoming due at the end of each year. At the end of each year, you have to pay concentration. Almost they'll give at the end of each year. When they give the beginning of each year, then the calculation changes. I'll tell you later what are the calculations, okay, in the next class. Alternatively, the machine can be taken on year and lease rentals for rupees 4,50,000 for 5 years. So lease rentals is 4,50,000 for 5 years. That is the lease rentals. Advise the company on the option it should choose. So what is the option? Whether to buy or to lease. For your exercise, you may assume the following. That is, the machine will constitute a separate block of depreciation purposes. The company follows WDV method at 25%. So depreciation is WDV method at 25%. Tax rate is 35%. Cost of capital is 18%. So tax rate is 35% and cost of capital is 18%. Okay, so lease rentals are to be paid at the end and maintenance expenses estimated rupees 30,000 per year as are to be borne by the lessee. So maintenance expenses are to be borne by lessee, which is 30,000. Okay, and in the problem they have given present value interest factor tables. That is for 18% they have given 0.847, 0.718, 0.609, 0.516, 0.437. Then for 18% they have given 3.127, and they have given present value interest factor at 20%, that is 2.991, and also they have given for 13%, which is 3.517. So this is the information which they have given. Using this information we have to do the calculation, and at last they have said show the necessary working notes. So it is understood that you have to show the working notes too. Okay, so probably I've read the problem for you. Now I've already written the given on the board. So we'll just revise what is given in the problem so that you can understand properly. Purchase price is 15 lakhs and the life is 5 years. Salvage value, that is after 5 years you are going to get 1 lakh. Then your loan which is there, which is 20%, and 5 equal installments. And lease rentals, it is 4,50,000 for a period of 5 years. And depreciation, they are considering WDV method for 25%. Tax rate is 35%. Cost of capital is 18%. And your maintenance expenses is 30,000, which we do not consider anywhere because it is borne by the lessee. Okay. Now I'll tell you what is the difference between this problem and the previous problem. Both are same, the calculation is same, everything is same. The only change which you get is the cost of capital. The cost of capital. In this problem, the cost of capital is 18%. In the previous problem, which we did, which you can turn the sheet and see in your notes, which is 13%. Okay. And when I do the calculations, I'll tell you how it changes. Okay, let's start with the solution. So, as I've said, there are lessor point of view and lessee point of view. Lessor point of view, he'll just check whether to give it on lease or not. Whereas lessee point of view, he'll check whether it has to be leased or whether it has to be bought. Okay, so first we'll consider two of the options, which directly will consider the lease option, then we'll go for the borrowing option. Okay, so as usual, write the first one, present value of cash flows under lease option. Present value of cash flows under lease option. Okay, present value of cash flows under lease option. So what are we going to write here? So here it is year end. So I'll write 1 to 5 years at one stretch. Then we have to calculate the lease rentals after tax. Okay, so I'll write here lease rentals after tax. Okay, so what is the lease rental as per the problem which is given? 4,50,000. So 4,50,000 is the lease rental, and after taxes 1 minus 0.35. So I have my calculator, you also have your calculators. Meanwhile, you can also do the calculation. So I'll put 4,50,000 to 0.65. So I get 2,92,500. So 2,92,500. So these are the lease rentals after tax. Okay. So next I'll go with present value interest factor annuity at, I don't know what is the percentage. Earlier what happened in the previous problem, we had got 20%, okay, minus 1 minus 0.35, that is 1 minus t. Okay, we have 1 minus t. So 20% into 0.65, we get 13%. So by default, the cost of capital was also 13%. So probably you might have thought that yes, we have taken the cost of capital, but not really. There we have taken 20%, which was the loan borrowing amount, that is percentage. On that we did 1 minus t. Here we are not considering the cost of capital, we are considering the cost of debt. So 20% minus 1 minus t we are going to do, which is given. Okay, and we are going to calculate, which will get it at 13%, which is given in the problem 3.517. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to just multiply these two in order to get the total PV. Total PV. So this is the given. So I'll just multiply these two, 2,92,500 into 3.517. You get 10,28,722.5, which I'll make it 723. So this is the answer what we get in the lease option. So where do we consider this 18%? 18% also will consider when we do the borrowing option. Is this clear? Okay, so I'll write here. This is the solution. So PV of lease option is 10,28,723. This is later I'll tell you why I have written there, so that for the purpose of decision making it will be easy. Okay, so this is done. So next we'll go to the second option. Second option is buying or borrowing option. So I'll write B. So I'll write present value of cash flows under borrowing or buying option. Present value of cash flows under borrowing or buying option. Okay, so present value of cash flows under buying or borrowing option. So first, for buying and borrowing option, we need to do the working notes. To do the working note, we need to calculate the equivalent annual loan installment. Okay, so first I'll do that. Equivalent, you have to write that or else you will get confused. Equivalent annual loan installment. Equivalent annual loan installment. Okay, and to calculate this, your formula is loan amount divided by present value interest factor annuity. So loan amount divided by present value interest factor annuity I am going to put. So what is the loan amount? Loan amount is 15 lakhs. And present value interest factor is at 20% for 5 years. Okay, 20% for 5 years, which is given in the problem itself, 2.991. So this is the present value interest factor annuity for 20% 5 years. Let's do the calculation and I'll tell you later. So 15 lakhs divided by 2.991, you get, I'll write here 5,01,505. So this is the equivalent annual installment. Okay, 5 equal installments at 20% present value. Okay, 5 equal installments at 20% present value of cash flows. You get the loan installment amount as 5,01,505. Till here you can observe, even though there is a change in cost of capital in the problem, the problem doesn't change. Whatever previous problem you've done, these are the same figures. These are the same resultants. Okay, so let's continue. I'll just clear the board. Hope so you have understood till here. Next we'll do the working notes. Okay, so let's begin with the working notes. So write down the heading working notes. Working note 1. Okay, let's begin with the working note. Write down the working note 1. Schedule of debt and interest payments. That is the first working note. Write down schedule of debt and interest payment. This is schedule of debt and interest payment. So for this we need to put the columns and do the calculation. So first column would be year. Okay, so I'll write here year. Year is there said 5 years. So I'll write 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 years. So second column is loan installment. So loan installment is 5,01,000 we had got just now. No, 5,01,000. 505. This is common for all the years. So I'll just write 5,01,000 505, 5,01,000 505, 5,01,000 505 and 5,01,000 505. So 5 years I have written. So then I'll write loan at the beginning of the year. So loan at the beginning of the year. So loan at the beginning of the year, initially we have to, the purchase price is 15 lakhs. So I'm going to put 15 lakhs. Remaining and all will get with the balancing figures. So I'll not write now. Then I'll write interest. So interest, okay, here is 20%. So which you have to consider for loan taking amount. So 20% is the interest. So interest at 20%. So 20% you have to calculate. As of now, I'll just leave it and then we'll go put all the columns and then do the calculation. Next, principal amount. Principal amount will get, and remaining the balancing figure is balance at the year end. Okay, balance at the year end. If you have to put the columns, then this is 1, this is 2 and this is 3 and 20% is on 3. 3 into 20%, third column into 20%. This means third column. Okay, third column into 20%. Principal amount means second column minus the fourth column. Okay, so I'll write 2 minus 4. And last is the balancing figure, which is 3 minus 5. Okay, so this is second, third, and this is fourth column. So I'll put here, this is third column, this is second column, and this is first column. So second, third, fourth, and this is fifth column, and this is sixth column. Okay, probably now you have understood. Now I'll take my calculator. Okay. So in the previous also we have done the same way. The calculation doesn't change. You can keep the same working note. Okay. or else you can redo it. So 15 lakhs, I remember few of the figures, so I'll just write 15 lakhs into 20%, you get 3 lakhs. Okay, so 15 lakhs minus into 20%, you get 3 lakhs, and 5 lakh 1,505 minus 3 lakhs, you get 2 lakh 1,505. Okay, so deductions we have to do. So let's quickly do the deductions. 15 lakhs minus 2 lakh 1,505, you get 12 lakh 98,495. 12 lakh 98,495. So next, in the same way, that is the year-end price. That will become the beginning price. 12 lakh 98,495 into 20%, you get 2 lakh 59,699. Okay, then you have to deduct that again. So to deduct, you have to consider minus 5 lakh 1,505. You get 2 lakh 41,806. 2 lakh 41,806, and again in 12 lakh 98,495, you have to deduct 2 lakh 41,806. You get 10 lakh 56,689. The same thing is carried down. So 10 lakh 56,689 into 20%. So 2 lakh 11,388, 338 I've got. So from 5 lakh 1,505, you have to deduct 2 lakh 11,338. You get 2 lakh 90,167 minus 2 lakh 90,167 minus 5 lakh 5,000. Sorry, 5 lakh 1,505. You get, what did I do? Okay, I have deducted it, sorry. 10 lakh 56,689 minus 2 lakh 90,167. You get 7 lakh 66,522. Okay, you get that. Again, that will become the basis for the next year into 20%. You get 1,53,304. 1,53,304 you get, minus 5,01,505. You get 3,48,201. You get 3,48,201. So from 7,66,522 minus 3,48,201, you get 4,18,321. 4,18,321. So the same I'll write here, 4,18,321. So here I had told you that the difference between the loan installment and the balance at the end should be same. Okay, so whatever balancing figure is there, we are going to write here. Okay, so this will be the same here, 4,18,321. So this will be the same. So remaining figure we have to write. So at the bottom you can put where did this amount come from. You can put that difference between, I'll write in short forms, you'll write in full. Difference between the loan installments and balance at the end. Loan installment and balance at the year end will be the difference. That is the installment amount, which is 5,01,505 minus the amount which we should get, which is 4,18,321. So minus 501,505, or else you will get a difference which I showed it in the previous problem too. So 83,184. So this is the amount which we have to write, 83,184. Clear? Okay. So this is the debt and interest calculation. Then I'll put the schedule of depreciation. Schedule of depreciation is also not that different. It is the same of the previous problem. So you can either copy it down from there or else recalculate it. So as I cannot copy down so that the students who attend are different, I'll just write down. So next working note number 2. Schedule of depreciation. Schedule of depreciation. So I'll write here year, then I'll write the depreciation, depreciation for the first one, which is 15 lakhs. On 15 lakhs you have to calculate. So 15 lakhs, it is written down value method. So 15 lakhs into 25%. Okay, and last is balance at the year end. Balance at the year end. So 15 lakh 25%, it is 3 lakh 75,000. It is written down value method. So you get 3 lakh 75,000. 15 lakh minus 3 lakh 75,000, you get 11 lakh 25,000. 11 lakh 25,000, that is year end. That will become the year beginning. 11 lakh 25,000 into 25%. 11 lakh 25,000 into 25%. You get 2 lakh 81,250 minus 11 lakh 25,000. You get 8 lakh 43,750. 8 lakh 43,750. That will become the next year basis into 25% into 25%. You get 2,10,938. 2,10,938 you get, or else you can take 937. Okay. So I'll just deduct this. 8,43,750 minus 2,10,937. I've got 6,32,813. Okay, then I'll take that as base. 6,32,813 into 25%. 6,32,813 into 25%. You get 1,58,203. You get 1,58,203. So from that we have to deduct 6,32,813. You get 4,74,610. That will be the basis for the next year. 4,74,610 into 25%. Into 25%. You get 1,18,652. 1,18,652. If we deduct that with 4,74,610, you get 1 minute. 4,610 minus 118,652. You get 3,55,958. 3,55,958. So what did I say? This is the book value. Book value is needed at the end to do the calculation. So this is book value. Okay, understood? 3,55,958. So this is about the schedule and working notes which we have done. And now we'll be doing the main part. Okay, so no working notes, the direct calculation. We need these figures actually. Okay, let's see how much we can retain. Okay, so write down the heading that is present value of the borrowing or buying cash flows. So first I'll write year. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and then I'll write the loan installment. So loan installment is 5,01,505. Okay, then you have tax shield on interest. Okay, tax shield on interest. So I'll write here tax shield on interest. So I into 0.35, that is 35%, because the tax shield is 35%. Okay, and next is tax shield on depreciation. So next is tax shield on depreciation. It is D into 0.35. So tax shield on depreciation. Okay, see here, depreciation I put here only, the figures are there. So first we'll write the depreciation. I'll fill this column. Okay, so here I have to do the calculation of, okay, I have to do the calculation on the depreciation. So to do the calculation on the depreciation, first you have to consider the depreciation. On that you have to multiply 35%. So the first year's depreciation is 3,75,000 into 0.35 you have to put. So you get 1,31,250. So this calculation also I have shown. Either you can copy it from the previous problem or redo it again. So for one problem I'll write here. It's better I write, I guess, whether you might get confused or else. So 3,75,000 into 0.35 you have to put. So this is the calculation for the first year, 1,31,250. Okay, for the second year depreciation is 90 for the second year I'll just see what is the depreciation, because I have it in my calculation list. So 2,59,000, no. So what is the depreciation? 2,81,250. Okay, 2,81,250. 2,81,250 is this. This is 2,81,250. So 2,81,250 into 0.35, you get 98,437. So 98,437 for the second year. In the same way, remaining all it is here, 2,10,937 into 0.35, 35% you have to do. You get 73,828. Point variations, don't worry. Okay. Next, 1,58,203 into 0.35. You get 55,371. 55,371. Then last one, 18,652. 1,18,652 into 0.35, you get 41,528. 41,528. So now this work is done. I'll just erase this. So I've got the depreciation column. Interest column, we'll take it and consider it later. Okay, then you have the net cash outflow column, that is net cash outflow column. So net cash outflow column is the addition of 2 and 3, that is second column you have to consider, third column you have to consider, and that is this is the third column, this is the fourth column. You have to add these two and then deduct it from the second column. So it will be 2 minus 3 plus 4. 2 minus 3 plus 4 you have to do. That we get the net cash outflow. Then we get the present value factor. Present value, it is given in the table itself. Here present value at 18%. Here we are considering the cost of capital. Okay, then we have the total PV. So total PV is your multiplication of 5th and 6th column. So this is 4th and this is 5th and this is 6th column. Multiplication of these two. Okay, now only calculation is left. Let's go to the interest. I'll take my interest table. Okay, from this I'll just see and do the calculations. Okay, so calculation, first one was 3 lakh was the interest. So on 3 lakh we have to do 3 lakhs into 0.35. You get 1,05,000 as the amount. So 1,05,000 is the amount. And then second you have is 2,59,000. I'll just write 2,59,000 is 699. 2,59,000 699 into 0.35. I get 90,894. In the same way, do it for the rest. 2,11,338 into 0.35. You get 73,968. Then you have 1,53,304 into 0.35. You get 53,656. Then last one, 83,184 into 35 into 0.35. You get 29,114. 29,114. So these are the amount which we have got, and from this amount we are going to do the calculation. Okay, so consider this. Okay, there's variation in one figure which is 1,895. So now I am going to add these two and deduct that. So adding and deducting, you can also do it. Add these two, 1,05,000 plus 1,31,250 minus 5,01,505. You get 2,65,255. 2,65,255. I'll write the series also here, which is given in the problem. Okay, so which is 0.847. The next is second year, 0.718. 0.718. Third year, 0.609. 0.609. And last is fourth year, 516. And last year 437. So in the same way we'll just multiply these. 0.847, you get 2,24,671. 2,24,671. Let's go to the next one. 90,000 895 plus 98,437 minus 501,505. You get 3,12,173. 3,12,173 into 0.718. So you get 2,24,140. 2,24,140. Again, let's go to the next one. 73,968 plus 73,828. You get minus 0.501,505. You get 3,53,709. So 3,53,709 into 0.609. You get 2,15,409. You can put. Okay. The next one, 53,656 plus 55,371 minus 501,505. You get 3,92,478. 3,92,478 into 0.516. You get 2,02,519. Okay, 2,02,519. Next, last one, 29,114 plus 41,528 minus 501,505. You get 4,30,863. 4,30,863 into 0.437. You get 1,88,287. So we have to add on all of these. Okay, so I'll put 224,671 plus 224,140 plus 215,409 plus 202,518. Sorry, 9 plus 188,287. So your answer which you get 10,55,026. Okay, this is the answer which you get. This is total present value of cash flows. So I'll write here total present value of cash flows. This is the answer. Okay, for this you have to deduct present value of salvage value. Okay, salvage value, it is 1 lakh which they are going to get after 5 years. So 5th year the value is 0.437. So directly we can write 43,700. Okay, 43,700, and then you have to deduct present value of tax saving on short-term capital gains. Present value of tax savings on short-term capital gains. On short-term capital gains. So on this capital gains is where I've told you about the book value. Book value was 3,55,000. Yeah, 3,55,958. 3,55,958 minus 1 lakh which I have already got. So remaining you get is 2,55,958. For 2,55,958 you have to do the tax rate and present value interest factor for the last year, which is 437. Okay, let's do it for this. 255,958 into 0.35 into 0.437. You get 39,148.7. For that you can take 39.149. 39.149. Okay, so you have to do this calculation. These two have to be added and then deducted from that. So 10,55,026 minus 43,700 minus 39,149. You get 9,72,177. So I'll write present value of borrowing or buying option is 9,72,177. Okay, so this is the problem. Now it comes for the decision making. So in the previous problem you have seen that the lease options price was less. So we thought that we'll go for lease option. Now you can see and compare the buying options PV value is less. Hence the resultant is that you have to go for buying or borrowing option and not the leasing option. Understood the difference? That is the reason we have done two problems with the same figures, same number which is repeated in the question paper with only a slight change, but the entire result is different. Hope so you have understood. Then we'll be meeting in the another class with some more different problems. Thank you.